On a cold December evening in 2013, as the city of Boston buzzed with holiday cheer, a sudden explosion shattered the festive air. The Boston Marathon, an event that united thousands, was violently interrupted by two bombs planted near the finish line. In the chaos, amid sirens and screams, ordinary people became heroes, strangers risking everything for lives they didn't even know. Among them was Sarah Miller, a local nurse and mother of two, whose quick thinking and boundless compassion would save more than just one life that day. Act 1: Ordinary People, Extraordinary Moments. Sarah's day had started like any other. She was volunteering at a nearby first aid tent, excited to see the marathon finishers celebrate their victories. Her husband, Tom, and their children were somewhere in the crowd, cheering on runners they knew. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the city streets. Then, at 2:49 p.m., two explosions ripped through the crowd. Glass shattered, debris flew, and people screamed. Panic rippled instantly. Sarah's training kicked in without hesitation. Bloodied and scared, runners and spectators alike flooded toward her tent. The first victim, a young man with a mangled leg, collapsed at her feet. Without waiting, Sarah and a small group of bystanders sprang into action, applying pressure to wounds, calming those in shock. Phones called ambulances, others helped clear debris. Amid the chaos, Sarah's mind was clear. She focused on one thing: saving lives. Act 2: Courage in the Face of Terror. The hours that followed were a blur of adrenaline and heartbreak. Sarah found herself triaging victims, some barely conscious, others writhing in pain. She worked alongside paramedics, firefighters, and other volunteers, their faces etched with exhaustion but their resolve unbroken. Despite the horror, moments of humanity shone through. A stranger held a bleeding man's hand, whispering words of comfort. Children were shielded by adults who barely noticed their own injuries. The city's people were united by grief, but also by compassion. Sarah recalled a little girl, no older than 5, clutching a stuffed bear, terrified but brave. She took the child's hand, speaking softly, promising safety. When the police later arrested the suspects, the city was shaken but not broken. Act 3: The Healing Aftermath. In the weeks and months after the bombing, Sarah's role expanded. She helped organize community support groups, volunteered at hospitals, and visited victims' families. The scars, physical and emotional, were deep, but so was the community's determination to heal. She met Jeff, a runner who lost a leg that day. His spirit was crushed, but Sarah's encouragement and their shared moments of hope helped him find new strength. They worked together to raise funds for victims and became symbols of resilience. The city came together in candlelight vigils, memorial runs, and acts of kindness. Strangers became friends. The light of humanity pierced through the darkest night. Climax: an act of compassion that changed lives. One evening, Sarah received a letter from the little girl she had comforted, Emily. She wrote about how that day's kindness had given her courage to face the future. Inspired, Sarah started a foundation to support bombing survivors and their families, focusing on mental health and rehabilitation. The foundation grew, touching hundreds of lives. Sarah's simple act of holding a child's hand became a beacon of hope across the nation. Conclusion: a message of hope. Years later, as Sarah stood at the marathon's new finish line, she saw survivors, volunteers, and families gathered, not in fear, but in celebration of life, love, and resilience. Her story reminds us all that even in the darkest moments, the power of kindness, courage, and selflessness can light the way forward. Because when humanity stands together, no darkness is too deep, no pain too great, and no challenge too daunting. Inspirational closing line for narration. In a world where tragedy can strike without warning, it is the light we kindle in each other that guides us through the storm. May we all find the strength to be that light.